Well, just remember, this is his first qualification ever on an oval.
And Nigel has just taken the green flag. Now, let's consider some of the history in the past month of this man. He cracked a wall at Phoenix. He had a terrible bruising injury to his back. Still, he came back and sat on the pole at Long Beach. Then he went to the hospital for surgery. They put over 100 stitches in his back to try and drain blood out of the cavity. On Wednesday, just 14 days after that surgery, he arrived here at the Speedway to start his rookie test. Rookie for a world champion. Nevertheless, it's required. He started at the 185-mile-an-hour phase in the morning. By the end of the afternoon, he had passed the test, was running fourth quick of the day at 224 miles an hour. He's just completed his first lap in qualification attempt at the Speedway at 219.984 miles an hour.
That was probably the best first day that a driver has ever had at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, that last Tuesday.
Jack Arute, you have an update.
Well, Paul, in that last practice session this morning, they had a problem with their pop-off valve. They exchanged valves. It is untried and untested. They were extremely concerned about this qualifying run. But the one thing that offset that concern is his fastest time of the month was set at almost precisely this time in the afternoon.
Well, Nigel Mansell on the straightaway. He's completed his second lap at 218.013 miles an hour. Bobby, the speed's fallen off a bit.
Yes, it is, Paul, but by the same token, not exactly. As he came out of turn 2 here, he kind of got him a breath because he's not quite in the groove. He's out a little bit wide, and he's into turn 2 just a little bit early. He's missing the groove by probably 2 to 3 feet in places.
In the inevitable comparison with his teammate Mario, Bobby, Nigel is not posting the numbers. He doesn't have quite as high straightaway speed, and he's way off in the turns.
Well, when you come out of turn 2, for example, slow, where I am, you're going to be slow down the straightaway. The same thing is going to be where you guys are, Sam.
Because the straightaways here are 5/8 of a mile long each, the exit to the second and fourth turn is absolutely critical. Nigel Mansell carrying 230 down the main stretch and then 212 in the first turn. His third lap at 218.124.
As he came through turn 2 this time, he was high all the way around turn 2. Smooth, but a little too high. Missed the groove by about 1.5 feet again, Paul.
A defending Formula One champion has never won Indy, interestingly.
An interesting change in career path, too. The reigning world champion waves off. Nigel Mansell will not take this run. He was averaging 218.7 miles an hour. Gary Gerald, you're with Carl Haas, the car owner.
Carl, just before they waved him off, you were saying you didn't want to take it even though you weren't in headset range with your crew. Why?
Oh, we think we can go faster later in the day. We had a bad valve this morning, and it really messed them up.
You didn't get any practice time after you changed the valve, is that correct?
Well, yeah, but I think it didn't do anything different, right?
Okay, so we will look forward to seeing you later in the day?
Yeah, he'll get back in the line, yeah.
And still a threat for the pole?
Well, there's a lot of time left, sure.
Okay, thanks, Carl.
There may be the strategy that everybody else is thinking about. There may be a lot of time left in the day. Here's the way that...
Well, we mentioned he's in the middle of that third row. Here's Nigel Mansell. Nigel, earlier we were talking about the first today. First time to race on an oval, first time 500 miles, first time 7 pit stops. Are those your primary concerns?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I'm just trying to sort of detune myself at the moment to save all my energy for when I get in the car. But there's so many things to think of today, and you know, I've just been speaking to Michael in here with Mario, and he's saying he's learning some of the circuits as he's racing. Well, that's exactly what I'll be doing today.
Well, we wish you well. We remember in 1966, your countryman Graham Hill, the last rookie to win at Indianapolis. Have a safe day. Let's go to Jack.
And Gary. And here is Nigel Mansell running a strong third as we go 50 laps into this race. 1/4 distance.
Arie Luyendyk leads it. Just 0.4 of a second back as Mario Andretti and then Nigel Mansell, and you can watch both of them now as they close on the leader. It's a three-way battle for the lead at Indianapolis.
Remember,
Nigel sets up his teammate. Nigel moves to the inside. Can Nigel and Mario make it side by side into one? There is a battle there, and Mario slams the door on Nigel.
There's no love lost between these two men. They were teammates years ago for Lotus in Formula One, but right now, This was a team that was originally a one-car team, Mario Andretti only, and then it became a two-car team when Mario's son Michael joined it. But Mario did not have in mind having the current world champion come over and be part of that team. He's handled it well, Nigel has handled it well, but believe me, they are deadly rivals on the racetrack.
Bobby Unser, this is a terrific battle.
Yes, it is. In fact, I was trying to get in on the line there just a second to tell you that Nigel really used good judgment there. Opposite of what he did at Phoenix, Paul, because he went under Mario. He technically, in our world, had him passed, but he's backed off, let Mario go on in there. And
in traffic, Bobby, they're coming toward you again.
Yes, and Nigel's going to take another run at him. He's getting back down turn 2, coming off of turn 2, and he's really going faster than Mario. He's going to be trying some passes at the end of the straightaway, using the drafting to help him do it.
The Valvoline race summary after 50 laps, 1/4 of the distance here as Mario begins now to poke his nose under the side pod of Arie Luyendyk.
One thing working for Nigel as we see him pursuing Mario here is that in a sense everyone in this race is a rookie, just the way he is because of the reconfiguring of the track. Everyone is trying to find out what's going on out there. Nigel showing Mario, sometimes you pull out like that just so that your rival sees you in the mirrors. You can try to shake his concentration. It's just a little hello, here I am.
Well, pretty soon he'll surprise him, Sam, and he'll drive right on by because he does have a little bit of speed on Mario right now.
And Bobby, don't think that Emerson Fittipaldi, who lies right behind him, isn't thinking, oh, look at those guys race.
On board with Nigel Mansell. Fittipaldi may drop off of this battle. He currently runs in 4th, but he is due to pit on the next lap. He last pitted on lap 16. That's the same lap that everybody at the front stopped on. So one would assume that there goes Nigel. He moves to the inside as they come across the line. And can he hold the line down to the inside? He does. And Nigel Mansell takes over second place from his teammate.
We can tell each lap, each turn, he's getting more confidence. He just looks better going through the turns. He's more in a good racing line now than we've seen.
So Nigel Mansell at the front of the field. Mario, then Emerson Fittipaldi. 4th is Teo Fabi. Arie Luyendyk is 5th. Al Unser, followed by his son. 6th and 7th. Robbie Gordon is now in 8th. 9th is John Andretti, and 10th is Scott Brayton.
You were riding there with Nigel Mansell.
We ride with Nigel Mansell. We talked to him. Gary Gerald had an opportunity to ask him, when you're in the cockpit, are you aware of this giant crowd that surrounds the Indianapolis Motor Speedway? What are your concerns during the race itself?
I think the biggest thing is that I've never raced on an oval before. I mean, I tried at Phoenix but didn't quite get there. So I mean, it's going to be very difficult, and this is not just an oval, this is the fastest oval, the super speedway. I've just got to keep an open mind. I think I want to stay out of trouble. I hope that the car is reliable, and you know, I've never gone more than 200 miles in my racing career. So to do 500 miles is going to be a new experience as well. To be in the car over 3 hours probably is definitely going to be another new experience. I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of firsts this weekend, and I just hope I can come through it all and you know, draw on the experience and gain a lot of strength and go on from there.
So Nigel points to his greatest concern as he passed over the 200-mile mark, or will pass over it here 4 laps ahead. That'll be the longest distance he has ever driven, so he will pass into unknown territory. So far, he has handled these pit stops very well.
Notice how
we are back live in Indianapolis. Under the yellow, Nigel Mansell, the leader of the race, came into the pits, but actually missed his pit position. The crew had to pull him back, Jack.
He did, Paul, but he showed a great deal of poise because he waited. He didn't make a miscue. He waited for Jim McGee to give him a signal as to what to do. As he overshot his pit, he locked up the tires. He waited patiently. Once he was told what to do, they pushed him back into his pit stall. As you can see now, he just waits. McGee radios to him. They push him back into the pit stall, and they complete the activities. Very, very lucky that it did not occur under green. It occurred under caution. Paul?
Here's the onboard. Nigel Mansell's car led to a 42-second stop.
And you see how tough it is to pick out exactly where it is that you want to stop. Look at how many different pits there are along the way. We thought that Nigel might be susceptible to a mistake of this kind. It's happened to him. It does not appear to have cost him a great deal, but this is what a rookie runs into when he runs Indy for the first time, whether you're world champion or not.
But Nigel was very careful about that, very patient. Once the mistake was made, he did not compound it. Let's go to Gary Gerald. As we ride with Nigel now, we can go back and take a look. This was a few laps ago. That's Arie Luyendyk just in front. And this is the pass as both of them looking ahead to slower traffic.
See, when Arie threw that block on Nigel, it slowed him up going in. And that's why Nigel, who saw what happened, was able to pick him up coming out of the turn. A neat bit of driving by both men.
Here it is again, different view.
And if you notice, Paul, that's right across the short chute. Like we said, that probably would happen earlier. Slow down going into the turn, accelerate across the short chute, and that's exactly how he got that one done.
So Nigel lost his Arie Luyendyk lost his momentum, and Nigel took advantage of it. Nigel, see, here's the situation that created this accident. Guerrero tried to get down under Jeff, and it didn't work. The two of them ended up against the wall. And look at Nigel Mansell ducking by on the inside underneath. Here is Nigel Mansell's onboard camera of this same accident.
And this is the first time Nigel Mansell has seen a crash like this from the cockpit of his Indy car. In road racing, usually when guys have an accident, they have it all by themselves. Here they ricochet often back into...
The Camaro pace car in front of this field, everyone closing in as tight as they can. Here will be the order. Andretti, Fittipaldi, Mansell, Brayton, Luyendyk, John Andretti, and Scott Goodyear as the green flag waves already. Nigel Mansell sees it just ahead and threads his way through the middle of this field. Look at how many cars are still running in this race this deep. I don't think we've seen this for years. Record running to finish was 27, and boy, take a look at they move through this field now. Mario sitting up high. Fittipaldi comes down to the inside, and they battle side by side. Fittipaldi and Mario. And Fittipaldi surges to the front. Mario back to second.
Sam Mansell went right around the outside of his teammate Mario Andretti.
Now Luyendyk moves on Andretti as well. Luyendyk drops in behind Fittipaldi, and is already trying on Memo.
Obviously, Mario Andretti's had some sort of a problem.
The lead changes very, very quickly as Fittipaldi comes to the front. Luyendyk to second. Mario dropping back. Fittipaldi threading his way through traffic now.
Remember, they've just been in the pit. Their tanks are full. The handling is different than when they were last out there, and it is working for Emerson Fittipaldi.
The black and yellow car they were working around was Davy Jones.
No more pit stops. This is a race to the end.
Now here comes Fittipaldi as he tries to stretch out his lead and use traffic to his advantage. And at the top of the field now on that maneuver, Mansell moves toward the front on the official scoring. On board now with Mansell. Fittipaldi to second. Luyendyk third. Mario fourth, and Scott Brayton fifth.
A rookie leads the Indy 500 under green deep in the race.
And he passed everybody on the outside, the inside. He didn't care where he caught him. He went by what made it look like easy. And just don't match the track right now.
Yellow once again. The yellow light has winked on apparently for Lyn St. James. She did stop in a precarious position just above the pit entrance, so they'll have to get her out of the way. Everyone will bunch up once again. What we thought was going to be a sprint to the finish will become even more serious. And here they come. The green flag flies. And Fittipaldi trying to catch position on Mansell. Is this inexperience for Mansell, giving it over to Fittipaldi? And look at Luyendyk as he moves to second place.
Desperate pass by Arie Luyendyk. A very good pass. Really got Mansell asleep on that one. Boy, Fittipaldi run through here. Turn two wide open, folks.
That was an inexperienced move by Mansell. He should have gotten on the throttle sooner. If it had been Fittipaldi or Little Al, you can bet they would have.
And here is Nigel Mansell on board coming off of 2. Now watch him. Whoa.
Yeah.
He hit hard enough, Paul and Sam, to get sparks or get fire off the magnesium wheel. Pretty hard hit, so I think he's probably has a good chances out of alignment a little bit.
Plus whatever stress damage may exist on that right front wheel and right rear for that matter.
Watch the magnesium right now. Just touch the wall right there. See the flame? That's the magnesium that literally explodes and burns a little bit for a while.
Boy, if you're going to kiss it, though, that's the way to do it. Mansell. Here comes Fittipaldi. Emerson Fittipaldi. The final turn for home, the checker flag, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won his second Indianapolis 500. Fittipaldi led only the last 16 laps of the race to score Roger Penske's 9th Indianapolis 500 victory. Fittipaldi has won the 500.
Nigel Mansell sets here on the wall after your first experience at Indianapolis. There was an apology you just offered to Carl Haas. I'm sure it related to how you lost that lead and had that close call against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've never been here before, and on the restart, I thought I got a good restart, and I just couldn't believe the ground that Emerson and Luyendyk made up on me. And I mean, everybody, if you like, cheats on the restart, and I'm trying to do it by the rules because I don't want to infringe any rules. And I lost the lead, obviously, and then there was no way back. And I got close to Arie coming out of turn 2, and then I hit the wall real hard. I mean, I hit the wall at 200 and something mile an hour on the front right and rear right, and I mean, I hurt my wrist and my side a bit, but the car kept going. I couldn't believe it. I mean, then
were you afraid you were going to have to come in and pit because of that?
Hey, I was afraid I was going to be in the wall permanent, but you know, then the yellow flag came out straight away after that, and I was able to do a couple of slow laps and just feel the car and check the car out, because for sure the tracking got altered a little bit on the front. I mean, you can see the outside front tires, but I mean, I'm just happy to have finished. I mean, you know, we perhaps could have won, but I'm very happy for Emerson. I think he drove fantastic, and you know, Arie Luyendyk coming second too. I mean, I got the jump on one of the restarts to take the lead anyway, so that's the way it is.
After you bounced the wall, you were down in the rumble strips a couple of times. Was it hard to hang on to?
Hey, I had to be down in the rumble strips because I had altered the front end and I was just pushing understeering too much. I mean, I can tell you, those last few laps, they were agony, but I'm pleased it's over now.
Welcome to Indianapolis.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jack.